everyone. Welcome back to my American Girl doll collecting channel. I don't know about you, but all my dolls videos are some of my favorite videos to watch on AGTube, so I'm excited to make one and share it with you. It was also a little daunting, so I started with a much smaller version. I did an All My Dolls CYO edition because that was only 10 dolls, but this is our full collection. Not the largest in the world, but it's 65 and counting, so also not tiny. Um, Before I jump into it, I do want to ask you to consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already. Most viewers do not actually subscribe, and it just is a click of a button. You will make my day, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you are so inclined, you can also tap the notification bell so you know whenever I upload a new video. And I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you like best about it. Which dolls are your favorites from our collection? All right, last order of business before we dive in. I'm an adult collector. I don't play with dolls the way that children do, and I don't do AGSM, so I really haven't had reason to develop elaborate personalities for each doll. And when we're talking over 5 dozen, I just haven't. So I do want the video to be interesting. I want you to get to know a little bit about each doll, even though they don't have full-fledged personalities. So I went to a website that had like quirky getting to know you questions. And I gave one at random to each doll in our collection, got their answers, and I'm going to share those with you on some slides as I talk to you a little bit about each one. All right, let's dig in. This is JOSEFINA Montoya, of course. She is my wife's childhood doll. Her grandmother got her for her in like 1996 or 97, so she's been in the family for quite some time. She has some issues, little minor lazy eye, as you can see. One of her legs is slightly out of socket, so she doesn't stand quite perfectly evenly. None of that matters. This is the doll that introduced her to the world of American Girl, so she is going nowhere. Next up is Kennedy, and she is also a doll from my wife's childhood. My father-in-law brought her and Josefina down on a visit sometime during the pandemic because, you know, we have a basement now, so time for them to move out of his basement. They do not live in our basement. They're in our collection. This one was obviously a Truly Me. I don't remember the number, but it's the Kirsten Larson look-alike. She could have been in much worse shape, but she was also not in great shape, so she was a good candidate for glow-up. This was Grace's first rewigging. She picked a beautiful wine-colored wig that I'm in love with, and these eyes, which I find terrifying. No offense if this is the kind of eye you look for. I think it's that the eyelashes go straight up to the heavens, and that looks very unnatural and startled. So to me, these are the kind of eyes that give dolls a reputation as being creepy. We just weren't really happy with them, so she has been switched. She's had a second eye swap, and she now has Blair's American Girl eyes, which are lovely. She could certainly use some color, and at some point I guess she will get it, but for right now she's good. She's not fitting in any of the Mattel skinny clothes, but that's more shame on Mattel than it is on Kennedy. Next we have Nellie O'Malley, and by the way, these are in approximate chronological order, but I am not stressing trying to figure out exactly who came first because some of them were purchased pretty close together. Anyway, this was the first doll I ever bought, and I bought her as a Christmas gift for Grace from Facebook Marketplace. She did not ask for her. I was just excited to get her something, and I did my first limb tightening with her, did a little cleanup, and was tickled with myself for being sneaky. I did not realize how orange she was. I did not know anything about that defect, and I also didn't realize that her hair had been cut a teensy bit until Grace opened her on Christmas. So we have sent her into the doll hospital since for new limbs and head. This is Quinn, our Truly Me 86. I also purchased her as a Christmas gift for Grace in the winter of 2020. I got her from the AG website, and she was definitely high priority on Grace's list as she started to build her adult collection. For obvious reasons, she's gorgeous. Rebecca Rubin was one of the first dolls that my wife purchased for herself as an adult. I know that she got her new in box and that she did not buy her from the store or the website because she wanted the original version as opposed to the Be Forever version. Having seen a lot more Josefina molds in the past couple of years and seen just how many of them have a little bit of a lazy eye, I have a much greater appreciation for how much she lucked out with this girl. Grace Thomas was another doll that my wife bought for herself early on in her adult collecting journey. And obviously because she was retired, if you're buying her in 2021, you're not getting her from the store. I don't remember where she got her, but also very beautiful. She originally thought I'll get one historical whose collection I like a lot and want to mostly complete, if not complete, and one girl of the year. So Rebecca and Grace were those two girls. We picked up Tenny with a few other dolls, not all of whom stayed in our collection, from somebody who lives just down the road from us through Facebook Marketplace. I think she's adorable. I love the color of her eyes. I think her hair is lovely. I love her freckles. Grace goes back and forth about her. So I guess you could say with our ever-growing collection, her spot is not exactly safe. We'll see. She wasn't one that we deliberated on. She was kind of a spur of the moment purchase, but she's made it this far, so we'll see. Our Isabel Palmer came in a lot with two other dolls that we have since sold. We met the seller in the parking lot of the hospital where they worked and left with a box of dolls and plenty of clothes. My wife says, "This is a particularly cute Isabel, and I know she's a blonde classic mold and there's nothing remarkable about that, but I just have a soft spot for this one." And you know, she is not wrong. I just think that this Isabel has a really sweet looking face, so I think her spot is safe. I find the fact that we own this doll a little bit hilarious. So Blair Wilson was the 2019 Girl of the Year. Our youngest daughter was born in 2019. As many parents do, we wanted to buy the Girl of the Year from the year of her birth and hold it back until she's older and can take care of it. So we got the Costco bundle, put it in the closet. It'll live there for several years. And then my wife starts seeing everybody posting their pictures of Blair. It's like, she's so pretty. I just really like her. I think that this is crazy, but I want my own. Is it nuts that we're going to have two of them? No, it's not nuts, because the other one's going to live in the closet for multiple years. And if you want to enjoy this doll now, the only way to do it is to go ahead and buy a second one. So she is the Blair that we enjoy currently, the Blair that the adults get to enjoy, and the other one is going to keep on living in the closet. Margot was part of the first lot of dolls that I ever purchased through Marketplace. So she came with one or two other dolls. One of them was a surprise white body Kirsten, which we did sell, and lots of clothes and accessories from mostly off-brand stuff. The lady even dropped the stuff off at our doorstep, which was crazy, but she happened to be in the area. So this Julie got rewigged almost immediately, but it's not glued down. This is her go-to wig. This is her most common look, but it's certainly nice to have dolls that don't have their wigs glued down so you can change them up from time to time. Oh, Leah, our smoky girl. We got her and another doll for $20 each. We drove like 45 minutes or an hour to go get them from some guy, and he walked up to the car and we rolled down the window and it stunk so bad of cigarette smoke. We're like, crap, what are the dolls going to smell like? They smelled exactly like he did. And part of me wanted to say, you know what, never mind, forget it. But we'd already made the drive and they were $20 each, so we took them home. That's the first and last time we've dealt with dolls that smell like cigarettes. Never again. It took a couple months, at least a month. Lots of trial and error, lots of different approaches. We did finally get the smell completely out of both of them. We planned to sell both of them, sold one, and Leah just had other plans. I don't know if it's because I spent so much time working on her that I didn't want to part with her, or just because she really is that pretty. But anyway, she is a permanent fixture. Our NANEA story is a little convoluted, so bear with me. We have purchased three. I'm going to call them A, B, and C. We got A locally, then Grace purchased one through Facebook Marketplace and had it shipped. That's B. B was slightly more beautiful, so we kept it and sold A. And then I ended up getting C. That became our permanent NANEA, and then I customized B into MAILE. I don't do full-on customizations. Mr. Super Clear scares me. I'm actually not great with the lip paint, so it's usually a wig swap and an eye swap, and that's about it. I added subtle freckles with this one, and it was the first time I used false lashes. I love her. Of the customizations that I've done, she's by far my favorite. Up to this point, every doll has been Grace's. So MAILE hadn't been customized yet. She was still just Grace's NANEA, but Grace bought a lot from Marketplace, mainly for the clothes. So it came from Michigan and had two dolls in it. I commented that one of them, this one, looked like childhood me. She had originally been planning to sell both dolls, but she gave me this one so that I would have a mini me, and Sydney was my very first American Girl doll. Number 14 is Marie Grace Gardner. My wife got her used on Facebook Marketplace, and her wig was in pretty bad shape, so she got rewigged. The new wig was incredibly heavy. Don't know if you've experienced that, but the dolls can't even stand up sometimes, so the new wig got a haircut right away. I'll be honest, I don't know that I would have purchased this doll. Looking at her now, I'm like, oh, she's so pretty. But it took me a while to get on board with the Marie Grace face mold. I know a lot of people love it or don't. I was not a fan at all, and it's still not my favorite, but I'm definitely coming around. Teo is our Truly Me 76 and our first boy doll. We got him locally, Facebook Marketplace, super cheap, something like $40 or $50. He was barely played with. I love getting dolls that were like the last doll the parents bought before their kids outgrew American Girl. Yes, it's a little sad, but it's a win for me because the dolls are always in amazing condition. Anyway, he's the first one we got and remains one of my favorites. So Sydney, our Truly Me 55, was my first doll, right? Grace gave her to me. I had my mini me, and immediately I was like, well, she needs a friend. I know Grace has her dolls, but those are her dolls. My doll needs a friend. So I went on eBay and I got this doll. And lots of people have that doll where they're like, okay, all Addies are pretty, but look at my Addie. She's the best. That's Gabriella for me. Her cheek color and her lip color, it's just so intense that I sometimes wonder if she was given a subtle face up before I got her. I don't know. All I know is I lucked out. She's beautiful. So next up is ZARIAH, our Truly Me 47. Kind of a funny story about her. Grace accidentally purchased two 47s with the intention of rewigging one. I think she was bidding on multiple auctions and won them both. Anyway, we got both. They were both in bad shape, so we cleaned them up, sold one, and kept this one. ZARIAH got new eyes, and she wears different wigs from time to time. As you can see in this second picture, she's channeling Amanda Gorman and wearing a different hairstyle, but her locks wig is her go-to. Number 18 in our collection is Z Yang, and my wife got her in early 2021. I love her collection. I like her stories. She's a beautiful doll, though I will say I think if we were a little further along in our doll collecting and as discerning as we are now, my wife might have picked a different one. I don't know if you noticed, but her left eye and left eyebrow are a little off. I think that we will always want a Z in our collection, so the worst that would happen is we might get a different one. Next is Cecile Ray, and my wife bought her through Facebook Marketplace from someone who used to work at the American Girl store in Columbus. The doll was very gently handled. She came in her full meat outfit. The price was incredible. The woman had even refreshed her curls, which was lovely. She does have visual written right across her bum, but as she's not in the habit of mooning people, we don't really care. Melody Ellison was the second doll that I bought for myself, so after I got Gabriella, I got her on eBay as well. Having since seen so many Melodies with bangs that are too long or short or wide or narrow or crooked or whatever, I do certainly realize how lucky I got with this purchase. But speaking of her hair, I'm going to do a completely separate video focusing only on Melody Ellison's hair because in some of the Facebook groups that I'm in, I will periodically see people type something like, I like Melody, but I don't know that I want to get her because I don't love her hair, or I don't know what I would do with her hair, which is crazy talk. Her hair is so versatile. So I'm going to do a whole video showcasing all the different hairstyles that I do on our doll, because apparently my mission is for everybody to have a Melody. Logan was our second boy doll, and like Teo, we got him locally. Also, like Teo, he was somebody's purchase at the end of their doll collecting days, so they barely played with him and sold him cheap. Fantastic. What wasn't so fantastic was he had the bad eyes. My biggest issue with that is it makes them really hard to photograph. Like, you spend all this time getting all the dolls to at least more or less look at the camera, and then he's just looking somewhere completely different. There was no getting him to look at the camera. Months after getting him, and I was ready to get rid of him, we finally changed out his eyes, and now he can stay. Next up is Gianna, or our Truly Me 86. My wife handpicked her from the American Girl Columbus store, so she's always been happy with her from day one. This doll is beautiful. I really like the dark purple hair, much more than I like the currently available CYO generator purple hair. I do not know why she was retired so early. I think so many people like her, and it makes me sad that they didn't get a chance to get her. Not cool, AG. Also, I did say at the beginning of this video that most of the dolls don't have fully fleshed out personalities, but Gianna definitely is one of the models of the group. Doll number 23 in our collection is Ty, or Truly Me 58. I know my wife bought her in spring of 2021, and I know it was through the AG website. There was some issue with her because she wasn't happy and got a replacement. So this is the replacement. We've added decal lashes, obviously. I think they make her eyes pop a little more, and I did go through and separate out a lot of her curls to add volume. She's lovely, and she's another one that I'm sad that AG retired. Sonali is the only doll we have who has gone to the hospital not once, but twice. My wife and I went halves on her on eBay. It was kind of a spontaneous buy. When we got her, we decided she's a little rough around the edges, so let's spend the money and send her into the hospital for new limbs and a head. We got her back, and only a few weeks later, she had to go right back out to the hospital for limbs again because of the dye transfer that happened from the defective Diwali outfit. Doll number 25 is Ivy Ling, and she is the last doll that I'm including in part 1 of this 3-part All My Dolls series. I don't know where we got her. I honestly don't know when we got her. I wrote down May of 2021, but we have purchased 3 different Ivies. For all I know, this could be the head of number 3 on the body of number 2. I don't know. What I do know is Ivy has really helped me understand what people mean when they say, I just didn't connect with this doll, or I really connect with this doll. That sounded kooky to me when I first got into this. And after having 2 Ivies that I totally didn't connect with, and now really liking this one, I get it. Yeah, it's not kooky. I get it. And that wraps up part 1 of my All My Dolls series. Be sure to check out parts 2 and 3 if you want to see the rest of our collection. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I read and enjoy every single comment from each of you, so please take a moment to let me know in the comments which dolls were your favorites, what you liked most about the video, etc. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you're not too late. Go ahead and tap that subscribe button, and if you want a heads up whenever I post a new video, tap the notification bell as well. Hope to see you for my next video, and thanks for watching.